Hi, it's Neale Fowler. I'm with First Reliance Bank, and today we have Robert Waits, who's the pastor of Faith Covenant Church, and we thank you for being with us today.
Good to be here.
We're talking to our legacy customers, who are our customers who had faith in us in the very beginning and came to bank with us when there were so many doubters out there that said they're not going to make it, they're just a little trailer bank, they're not going to make this. And you had faith in us and came on August the 17th, which was one of the first days that we were open. How did you find out about us?
I've known Rick for many, many years. When he was with one of the other banks over in Timminsville, I think I was about the first one that he made a loan to.
Really? How about that?
It's been
a long time ago.
I mean, he was just
we won't count those years because I was young then too. Well, that's great.
He and I built a relationship out of that, and it's, I followed him whichever bank he was at. That's where I've been, and he had told me a while back that one of these days, and
right. We were counting the days down. That's exactly right.
It happened. I was real pleased with all of them when they did that, because they started off working hard.
We did work hard. We worked until 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and we'd go back and do it again the next day. And they'd tell us, Tiffany and I on Fridays, we're not sure if we're going to have enough money to pay y'all this week. We got to sell some stock. And we were always worried to death every Friday. I'd have to pray a little prayer, Lord, we got to get paid today. I got to pay my bills. But it somehow, people always came in. It was always an amazing day.
Well, this might be a good time for me to tell about the stocks that this guy was telling me about in Columbia. About 6 years after y'all opened, I was in the Atlanta Bread there on 378. And I was standing there waiting in line to get something to eat, and I heard these two elderly men talking, and they were talking about the economy, because that was when the economy was not the best.
Right.
And he said, I've done pretty good, he said, but if I'd known what I know now, I would have done a lot different. He said, I put my stocks all around, to make them pay off. He said, but if I would have known what I was doing, I put stock in a little bank over in Florence, South Carolina, First Reliance, and I have made more money off of them than any of the rest.
Well, how great was that? That was a fantastic little...
Especially in Columbia.
Yes, in Columbia, that's right. You never know what you're going to run into, so that is a good story.
Y'all had a bank over there.
Yeah, now we're in Lexington and on West Columbia, so we're excited about that, and we've grown. And as we've grown, I'm sure that your needs have grown, and we've been able to take care of the things that you've needed for both yourself and the church.
It's been amazing. It really has. I've never been turned down by First Reliance.
Well, I wouldn't think so.
Never.
Well, good.
And Evelyn, my wife, she was interested in a creek house over in Darlington. And she says, I want to buy that. And I said, we don't need a creek house. She said, I want to buy it. I said, well, the only thing I know to do is go talk with Rick and see what he says. So she came up, made an appointment with Rick, came up and sat with him, and they worked things out.
Now you have a creek house.
We had it.
Had a creek house?
Sold it just last
But you
year.
had some good times there, didn't you?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Something you didn't want turned out to be something that was good. And I think a lot of people, that was the way it's been. We've been able to meet their needs through the years. 20 years. We're going to celebrate our 20th anniversary in August. We're really excited for that. I think it's going to be interesting to see some of the stories and some of the things that we've been able to accomplish in 20 years for all the doubting Thomases that thought they aren't going to make it.
Well, whenever y'all started over there in the trailer, and they had this building in mind, and then they started this building.
Right.
And when they started this building, it started raining. Do you remember that?
I do.
And it rained and rained. And really, it delayed them being able to finish it by a whole lot. But they kept pressing in, and they got it.
I know. Well, I remember one of your favorite people, Sally, was our drive-through teller over there, and you and she would give each other such a hard time when she'd come to the drive-through, and she'd fuss at you and tell you to move on, move on. And we only had one drive-in window, you remember?
Yeah.
And Reuben and I were the drive-in tellers at that point in time. We ran to the drive-through and brought it back to the teller. It wasn't like your normal drive-through teller, so it was some great times. And we appreciate the fact that you've stuck with us this long and been a loyal customer, and we thank you for your business.
I tell everybody the only thing you need to do with banking is find somebody local.
That's
somebody
right.
that you can be a friend with.
Right. If you need something, you can give them a call.
Because you never know when you really need some help.
Right.
And most of these banks
don't know your name.
We'll get back with you.
Well, we often ask people, who's your banker, when we're asking for business, who's your banker? And oftentimes when we ask that question, they don't have a name. They don't have a connection. And that's one of the things that I think that stands out most about First Reliance is not only do we know your name, we know Evelyn's your wife and that you drive a pickup truck and usually your friend's in the truck with you and y'all are out doing stuff for the church. We know those things that the people at the other banks are not going to know that.
I know, it just makes so much difference. But you know, one of the things that I've really admired about Rick and Paul, and Dale too, but Rick and Paul especially, is their dad right here with them, you know,
right.
supporting them every which way. That means something to me because
Right.
I've got two boys as well, you know, and you see them doing good and can get involved in some things that they're doing. It really makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
You know, and they're real involved in their church, and that makes a biggie with me.
Yes, it does.
You know,
That's exactly right. Well, we thank you for coming in and we thank you again for your business.
it's a blessing.